Jimmy on the beat, boy.
Okay, boomer. Whatever you say, boomer. Okay, boomer. Whatever you say, boomer. Okay, boomer. Whatever you say, boomer. Okay, boomer. Whatever you say, okie dokie, boomer. BOOMER, please your dusty mood don't vibe with me. You are old and so therefore I must say 10 for dinosaur. Hey. Okay, boomer. Whatever you say, boomer. Okay, boomer. Whatever you say, boomer. Okay, boomer. Whatever you say, boomer. Okay, boomer.
Jimmy on
Okie
the
dokie,
beat, boy.
boomer.
Oh, the good life.
Okie
full of
dokie,
fun.
boomer.
What's going on?
Did you guys see that? Did you see the new opener?
Linda, you got some explaining to do. How'd you get so good so quick?
Yeah, that's amazing. That's just a little preview of our new rollout that's coming on May 7th for Beauty on the Boomer After Dark on Saturday nights.
Yes, we are giving the crumbs to the new format. We hope everybody's going to enjoy it as much as we are making it. And it's still evolving. Like I told Linda today, I said, we've only got less than 2 weeks to get this thing done.
I haven't even looked at it. I've been so busy.
I know, I've been busy too, but we've been adding to it for a couple of months now. So it's
Yeah, we've been building it for over 2 months now. And then we got a lot of new graphics, a lot of new avatars. And yeah, we need a couple more work sessions to really dial it in. But now that I'm over in Canva, we're getting a lot of, exciting bursts. And then you guys are over on DaVinci doing the video. Wow.
Oh yeah,
I love
it's a
the
lot
new
of fun.
bumper.
Shout out to Black Magic with DaVinci 18, the latest release. If you want to have the best, what I believe the best video editing software out there for free, DaVinci, blackmagicdesign.com. And they don't pay us anything for that endorsement. I just call it as I see it.
No, it made our bumper beautiful tonight.
Yeah.
So, hey, check it out on Saturday if you just joined us.
Yeah, and we're doing work for our sisters and brothers in independent media, and we're working with a lot of our sisters and brothers, INN, and so many other outfits that are doing some really great work, and we want to help each other and grow and have fun.
Hey guys, I
wanna
want to just tell everybody this is our PayPal. We put our PayPals up with our QR codes because if you guys want to help Oz buy a new shirt, I think it's time he retire that one.
What, you don't like my Bernie stock 2019? I mean, this will be a collector's
Bernie
item.
stock was a good thing. It really was. I love the people, but I'm just so past Bernie and the progressives. Like, they're in my dust. I look back at them and I see Dems. That's how far away from me they are now. Like, oh my God, I was just over there and they're Dems.
Yeah.
That means I was hanging out with Dems.
Yeah.
Not progressives, just Dems, guys. Just Dems.
Yeah, I know. I wore this for a couple of reasons. I want to express my hypocrisy there. As much as I am unhappy with Brother Bernie, I still have the stuff. So, but this is, it's a good shirt. It was good times back then.
I know. It's good material too. I got so many old shirts that are just piled up. I feel bad and want to throw them away, but I probably won't wear them again.
Hey, Kate, I got your email. I didn't have time to give you a good response, but yes to everything you said, and thank you for all the kind things you said.
Yes.
We're working on it, and I will respond to you as soon as possible. I've been bored. She said I was a workaholic. Oh, doesn't she know it?
Oh, yeah, we're all workaholics.
Yeah, we are. Cirrus, 1976. Barbara. Hi, Barbara.
Hey, Barb.
Hi, Barbara. Fair and
Hi, Eric.
Balanced. Fair and Balanced. You
Farron.
and Farron had a terrific show last night. Eric.
It was fun.
I went over there and stunk up Sabby Sab's stream today. I didn't mean anything bad about it, but we can't be a choir. If we don't agree with our sisters and brothers, we need to be honest with them.
Yeah.
And this Breaking Points Jordan Chariton thing has got me a little itchy, and I'm going to clarify a little bit, but I certainly would enjoy the discussion. But it gave me an opportunity to give our sister Sabby a couple of donations. If you guys can or want to, please go over and check out Sabrina Salvati. She's one of the most honest people in independent media, like our brother Franco and our sister Fionn Pasta and Misty and all the rest of them. Please support our sisters and brothers. We love you for it. And we've got Steve Cutler and Vic, Thurston Community Media. We have
Vic.
Crazy Puppet.
Crazy Puppet. Crazy Puppet needs
change
a wrench, Oz. Why is Crazy Puppet the only one without a wrench in
I'll
that
offer
chat?
Crazy Puppet a wrench because
I think Eric needs one too.
Yeah, why doesn't Eric have one? Eric should have one just so he can correct mistakes for us.
Right.
If he's...
I was over at Lucky's stream the other day. I'm the only one in there without a wrench. And I was like, don't give me a wrench. I don't want to be a part of the in crowd. I want to be the only one who doesn't have a wrench in the room.
Yeah, I know. I think everybody should have a wrench.
He goes, no, and he already has a wrench.
Yeah, I know. Sorry. You know,
Sorry.
we can take it off if you get itchy. I don't mind.
We will.
Anthony.
Oh, Crazy Puppet doesn't want it. LOL.
Doesn't want it wrench. Well, if you
we
really
can take
don't
it
want
just as well as we gave it, right?
Yeah, we just gave it. We just give them out. It's like a gift at the door. And
Well, no. People, the context, right? When we used to be over at the Natural Progressive, when we first started up with Uphill, we simulcast over at the Natural Progressive. That's where our everybody gets a wrench, right? Everybody's equal. And that's the way we've always kind of ran it since.
Yeah, if you don't want a wrench, you don't have to have a wrench. Well, I like blue. I like blue, and I love you guys.
Kate doesn't have a wrench? What the heck?
Who doesn't have a wrench?
Kate doesn't.
Kate doesn't have a wrench? I thought I gave her a wrench years ago.
I don't know. Yeah. My mind's getting blown tonight.
God. Anybody else?
It's been a day. Let me tell you, I spent 8 hours with the Johnny Depp trial today, which I just got to say, Farron, hats off. We nailed that diagnosis last night because, yes, a professional psychologist today on the stand called it out. So, Farron, good work.
Yeah, great job last night. It was entertaining, too. You guys had a beautiful deck.
Oh, thanks.
It was just very nice, very, very different.
We're girly, of course. It's like making a scrapbook when we're playing.
Well, I try and be girly because I like girly stuff too. I like everybody's stuff. So, you know, that's where we're at.
Kind of like doing collages when
yeah,
we were in kids.
We are. Did you call out the Finn yet?
No, let me call out the Finn. Hey, Fred Edwards. Welcome.
Jackson.
Popeye Sailor. Hey, Popeye. Dingo ate my baby. Welcome, Dingo. Anthony. Hey, Anthony. Let's see. We got Kate. Kate's over here. Kate's got all the badges over here.
She's double dipping us.
I know. That's why we love her.
Love it.
That's why we love her and the Rock fam. So thanks for joining us over on the Rock fam. And you guys, hey, we never ask you guys to like, share, tweet, do any of that, leave comments.
We don't?
You can, though. We accept that.
Well, we do have a limit. We do have a limit in the chat. So no more.
We do have a limit in the chat. So get in. No more than 100.
Yeah, we bar the door after 100. We don't want to, Kate says all the graphics were well done last night, Chanda, and they were. Thanks. You guys did great.
I learned from networking, and Farron's taught me a lot. I hope I've taught her something. So that's why we network, right?
That's why we network. Let's get this show on the road here. Journalism before. This is a little reporter stick man running up to a speaker with questions. Now, it's the stenographers, and I thought that was a very nice little meme. And you're in your banana hammock there, and I'm just doing the shuffle.
My banana hammock. Yeah, I guess you could call it. It does look like a banana tree, but a banana hammock has a totally different meaning for my generation.
Oh, is that? I'm sorry. I said that, didn't I? I apologize.
No, I'm just pointing it out. I'm just pointing it out.
I'm slow.
Is this one of those boomerisms?
Is this a double in the deck? Did we both put this in? We must have.
No.
Did you put this in, or did Farron, or did I? I put it in. No.
You put it in.
No, I put a different one in. Anyway, it's perfect. Howard Holden.
Okay.
Trump, Robert Reich, and this is 2021. Trump is suing Facebook, Twitter, and Google for violating his First Amendment rights by keeping him off their platform. Someone should remind him that they're private companies to which the First Amendment doesn't apply. Robert Reich, vintage April 25th, 2022. Musk and his apologists say if consumers don't like what he does with Twitter, they can go elsewhere. But where else would consumers go but to post short messages that can reach millions of people other than Twitter? The free market increasingly reflects the demands of big money. What in the actual effing hypocrisy is that?
I saw it like within the first like 5 minutes that he tweeted it out. And I just got to tell you, I have had a bone to pick and I've always fought against Robert Reich since 2016. He was the first one who I had respected for so many years during the Obama years and the Clinton years to pivot and tell me, well, Bernie's not inside the party. They won't ever accept him. You need to support Hillary. And then he just started pounding that home in the summer of 2016. And since then, I call him out every freaking chance I can for the shit lib that he is. And this was so predictable.
Well, yeah, and that talking point about these are companies where the First Amendment doesn't. They use that one all the time until it comes after them. I'm going to cover this a little bit more further down the deck, but you brought Meathead, didn't you? I didn't bring.
I had to bring Meathead because, of course, he was melting down too. He says now that Elon Musk is buying Twitter, the question for all of us is: will he allow a criminal who used the platform to lie and spread disinformation to try to throw the U.S. government and return and continues his criminal activity? If he does, how do we combat it? How? And somebody says, calm down, Rob. I'm sure he'll let Hillary stay on.
Oh, my God. Does Bellevue have any openings for this dude? He's losing his marbles.
They're all losing their shit. Like the next 5 slides is just collective Dems and progressives losing their shit over the Twitter by Elon.
Yeah, and did you bring the Tucker Antichrist? Because I claim that position of Antichrist.
No. I like Tucker the Antichrist, and I'm not ashamed to admit it, even though many of our friends and family out there are. Somebody's watching him other than me. But I'm going to say he was pretty dead on last night with the fact that, hey, if it helps us out, it can't. I mean, what we've been going through is shit. Let's give Elon the benefit of the doubt and see if he says if he's going to do what he says he's going to do. And that is really, truly open it back up the way it needs to be. There's all this speculation because he keeps saying, how you verify you're a human. That freaks me out and shit. Yeah. But I didn't argue with Tucker's opinion on it. But what was so stunning to me last night was the MSNBC crowd and what they had to say about it. And the ones that Fox News chose to bring, I'm just like, are the progressives leading the charge on this shit? Because it kind of looks like that from all of the people that I know and I've known for many years, and the way that they're looking at this whole Elon thing. Yeah, Elon is a CIA military industrial complex puppet and has been since he took $150 billion loan from the fucking government. Oh, yeah, he's a front. He's a front, right? We know that. So I don't okay, you guys are forgetting what's going on here. Yeah, this is your government's way of getting control of Twitter. Like, what?
Yeah, I have to remind everybody that when you hear, the richest man in the world, when they're referring to Musk or Gates or Bezos or any of them, remember who really owns the planet. Shannon pointed that out a couple weeks ago. The Rothschilds own the planet. They are the richest men and women in the world. Know. Right there. It's not.
I'm so tired of hearing the richest man in the world's buying Twitter. Like, no, he isn't, you idiot.
It's like, really?
He owns it already.
Yeah. Okay, let's hear Tucker. I've been watching Tucker since he was a little boy on Crossfire back in the day. So here we go.
What, behind the ears?
Let's see if I can get it to start. We're to fix that too.
Democrats made a last-ditch bid to use their power to intimidate Elon Musk into backing off. Congresswoman Catherine Clark of Connecticut wrote this, quote, if they can afford to buy Twitter, they can afford to pay their fair share of taxes. Retweet if you're ready to support Joe Biden's billionaire minimum income tax, exclamation point.
God, he talks like me.
What's funny, didn't National Review write a bunch of pieces the other day saying it was wrong for Ron DeSantis to use his power in Florida to punish a company? I wonder if there's upset about this. All of a sudden, Democrats are calling for any kind of higher taxes on the big companies that fund their campaigns. Why? Because here's one that may not fund their campaigns. Congresswoman Bonnie Watson Coleman wrote this: if you can buy a major social media platform, you can pay your fair share in taxes. Tax the rich. Haven't heard that from the left in a while. Why are they so mad? Because their monopoly on speech and information, the ability to control what you believe, has been broken.
Great clip.
So once again, they're resorting to force
I
to
said
get
it to you last
to
night.
shut up. This is not an attack on Elon Musk. They're not going to tax him into poverty. He's the world's richest man. This is an attack on you and your right to speak freely, to express your conscience in public. But for once, it's not working. And the media are infuriated. They're profoundly threatened by a free internet. And so they're panicked. Watch.
Elon Musk is the new power at the social media giant, and he is foaming the runways for the return of the trolls.
This is happening in the background of Elon Musk saying, basically, I want to buy Twitter so I can open it up and turn it into Gab and let Donald Trump back. So there are real consequences to allowing anybody to run these internet sites and say whatever it is they want.
And Elon Musk is the fox coming into the henhouse, and it is shameful that Twitter, which has a fiduciary obligation, I would think, to protect people who actually use it, the millions of people who actually use it. Did they ask a single woman? A single woman.
Ask a woman
Consulted. And this is it was a single person of color who just uses Twitter, who made the mistake of using Twitter and needs it for their job.
Yeah.
I had to put his laugh in there. That was too good.
Oh my God! Yeah, that Nod guy. He blocked Jimmy today. That was funny. You waited this long when he's caught making fun of you for the last 6 months. You moron! Jesus.
Right.
Whatever. And Jim. Yes, he is the guy who used to wear a bow tie while being mad, and that was on Crossfire. It was hilarious.
He was always mad. He was always angry.
Always mad. You know, all those guys kicked his ass all over the place on Crossfire. It was great. So, I'm not a big advocate for Tucker, but you know what? We are not a choir. We need to listen to everybody. We can't censor anybody, fools. So, again, we got to listen to him.
Hey, Tucker's got a lot of people watching him. When you look at his numbers, he's number one, and that's with Democrats. So,
really? Come on. Really?
He's got a lot of Democrats that watch him. I would think that they're like us, is what they're calling Democrats. People that used to probably be within the Democratic Party.
Yeah, I know. And here's the... Speaking of censorship and things like that.
I love that meme. I got to keep that meme.
Which one? The bitter meme?
The bitter one.
I love that. That Gates? That's
I'm going to add it to my deck.
I love that. Get the fuck out. That's great. You're having you're having too much fun, Chanda.
I know.
This everybody, the same thing here. We're not a choir. We don't agree with Sister Kim on everything, but at least she's pushing into the metal over there. But there is trouble on the Hill, according to the Daily Beast, and the MSM smears rising host as conspiracy theorists. Now, I'm not going to touch on this too much, but I want to point out something here. Kim Iverson is bringing talking narratives about issues that we all kind of agree on need to be talked about, at the least. But the Hill does have some problems. And I just brought this. It's not very big, but all these views here, 13K, 10K, 38K, 43K. Kim Iverson is consistently the number one view over at the Hill on the regular. And if you want to check me out on that, go right ahead. But I'm right. I did check this on the regular basis. So if we're talking about, people who the views, which is not something that we can belabor about the content they bring, but in that venue of political discourse, she is kicking everybody's ass all over the place at the Hill. So, I only watch her stuff anymore. I get enough of that over there.
I don't even get it in my algorithm anymore. I don't get any of that type of stuff in my algorithm.
I used to bring clips from them all the time, and I will in the future. But compare and breaking points, as much as Sister Sabby was.
Oh, thank God I don't get breaking points.
Breaking
I
points,
do get that. Because I sub to it.
I think Eric can quote me on this. He's in the chat. The problem that I see with Chariton go over there as status quo is that they're already narcissistic enough over there.
No, you get it's a narcissistic orgy.
You got Kyle Kalinske, you got Cristobal, you got Sagar and Jack. Now you're going to bring another very, very narcissistic individual, and that's my opinion, but I think there's a lot of people agree, to come and give us news that we can use or lose. I don't want to hear it. So I'm
not going to hear it.
Yeah.
I want to say something about this Daily Beast attack against Kim. You know, Kim knew it was coming out. The first we heard about it, I think, was from Kim. She put it out there herself, like, hey, they're coming at me. This is what's happening. I'm not going to get into who I think is behind it, but you know who I think is behind it.
Who do you think is behind it? Who do you think, Chanda?
Maybe a Heckle or a Jekyll. I'm going to say maybe a Heckle.
I don't think it's Jekyll, but I think...
Yeah, I don't think it's Jekyll. I'm pretty sure it's Heckle. But anyways, that's not the point. The point is, this speaks to the type of character that Kim Iverson has, because she is still kind. She is still just taking it with her chin up, refusing to talk shit, refusing to speculate, not freaking out, just like, yeah, there's negative coming at me, right? You know, and that's what I always get from Kim. She is so kind and just even keeled. And I don't agree with Kim on a lot of things. We've called Kim out on things all the way back from 2 damn years ago.
Yeah.
But just because I don't agree with somebody on a few things doesn't mean that I just freaking cancel them and talk shit about them. You know, I do to others that have proven themselves not to support truth, not to try to find the way. They're just out there to make fucking money or to make a name for themselves. I don't believe that Kim is that way. I really don't.
I don't either. Until she proves to me that she is one way or another, I'm not going to come after her. I'm going to support her right and her ability to convey her opinions in a very good way to the public. So, you know, that's
or should we just say, no, you're a woman, just give up. That's a space that you don't belong in with those Dems, and you shouldn't fight back against those guys. And I'm proud of her for going toe to toe with those guys.
Yeah, I mean, it's about everything except what it should be about. So did you bring a funny one?
I brought a couple of funny ones. We're gonna laugh tonight because it feels like a Monday to me.
Oh God, is it Monday? No, it's Tuesday.
I know, it feels like it. Is that Alyssa Milano? That was funny.
Elon Musk for $44 billion.
That's it. I'm deleting my Twitter account right now. This is truly the darkest day in American history.
Her dentures are falling out.
Jesus Christ. Is that a Star Trek emblem on her shirt?
He's not going to get away with this. This is
That's her Illuminati emblem.
Me and my Brosman are going to delete our accounts right now. Oh, this is the worst day of my life. I'm going to pay me to tweet now.
I'm not going
Musk
anywhere.
doesn't even care about free speech. He only cares about the Constitution. Oh, I'm so mad. Whoever's running my Twitter account better delete it right now. Oh my God. I'm deleting my Twitter account. I swear. I'm not joking. I'm gonna do it. I don't tweet for free. I'm deleting my Twitter account right now. Freedom of speech is not for everyone. This is a crying shame. Where's America gonna get their facts now? That's it! I'm moving to Canada! What are them poor fact checkers gonna do for work now? Mr. Musk, I could totally vouch for all the Twitter employees. They're good, honest people who just want to keep their jobs. They're all fired. What should I tweet first? Oh, I know. Everything woke turns to
that was terrible. I love it.
That was terrible. Shout out to United Spot.
Yeah, well, shout out to United Spot. Go check them out if you can handle it. But
we think they're terrible, but we've been bringing them every show for 2 years.
I mean, what is that?
They are terrible.
Is that a bad sign about our character, Chanda? Are we terrible people too?
No, we just see it for what it is, and we like to laugh at what it really is.
Oh, and then you brought this one. What's going on with this? You got Joe Pesci up here in the corner. Me watching communists, status, libtards, WEF global shapers, and looks meltdown as Elon Musk buys Twitter. And I'm moving to Canada. I'm removing my music from Spotify. I'm deleting my Twitter account. Did Bill Gates actually say that?
I think.
No,
I doubt it. A lot of them were saying they're going to delete their Twitter, but come on.
They're just throwing temper tantrums.
Did we do that when they blocked and censored half of, It didn't matter, right?
Yeah, one of these days, everybody's going to get up from their desk and then throw their phones down and start marching. I hope it starts sooner or later. What is this? Is this?
They're going to march to go get their chip in their head.
Yeah, I know. That's what this is. So I'm going to...
That's what this is. Truly is. He sees what he can do in the future with it. He doesn't even care. He knows it's never going to make him money. It's about control and power. But you're going to like this one. I think this is the liberal mind hive.
All right. Hey, Chad Wilson.
I just got to say this. I got to say thank you to all the subscribers.
Just a quick one on the breaking news.
You own all of Twitter or Facebook or what have you. You don't have to explain yourself. You don't even have to be transparent. You could secretly ban one party's candidate or all of its candidates, all of its nominees, or you could just secretly turn down the reach of their stuff and turn up the reach of something else. And
never forget when the Pravda media tells you something, that means they've done it.
Activists might not even find out about it till after the election.
Bleed in the hearts of the world unite! If this asshole owns Twitter, the world is going to be a much worse place.
If Twitter is going to cause the world to be a worse place, we've got high quality problems, my friends.
You're agreeing to let Elon Musk make this purchase. Do you have a response to that? And does the White House have any concern that this new agreement might have President Trump?
Oh, she looks mad.
So many horrific implications.
Well, I'm not going to comment on a specific transaction.
God forbid you let an ex-president on a social media platform to communicate, despite what the media says they love Trump because they love the clicks, my friends.
What I can tell you is
peace, and we'll circle back with you directly, but I'll have to circle back with you. I'll circle back on that.
No matter who owns or runs Twitter, the president has long been concerned about the power of large social media platforms.
Cool PC authoritarians.
That power they have over our everyday lives.
Oh, isn't this rich since the social media platforms have been controlled by leftist lunatics? Now they're worried.
Has long argued that tech platforms must be held accountable for the harms they cause.
Look, who knows? I think that's an example of
Can you believe this complete idiot is a major media figure and he can't even spit out his words?
Broader question for Twitter, which is,
You did. You crazy son of a bitch, you did.
if you get invited to something where there are no rules, where there is total freedom for everybody, do you actually want to go to that party?
I'd like to know who's running for political office and not have them censored so I can make an informed choice. So yes, Brian Potato Head Stelzer.
Or are you going to decide to stay home? And that's a question for Twitter users. Some Twitter users might love the...
Are you going to stay home? Oz, are you going to stay home?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Don't turn out for Twitter. Stay home.
Talk about hypocrisy from all of those people in that thing.
Yeah.
Hypocrite, 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 hypocrite. Yeah. Unbelievable. That was entertaining as hell. And that guy who did that piece, now is he, would you call him right wing and ultra whatever? That did the narration.
Well, okay, so there's this whole new subset of second generational or third generational YouTubers that are kind of bubbling up right now. And it's weird because they're not conservative, they're not Democrat, they're like us. But maybe they came from the right, where we came from the left. I mean, Salty Cracker came from the left. Liberal hive mind, not sure. He seems more like he came from the right. But there's more of us congregating in this one space and crossing over those
That's hopeful.
barriers.
That's hopeful.
It is hopeful. It really is. I think it's everybody's fed up. We see the rotten to the core system and realize we got to step outside of it and join together to figure out, how to go forward.
I think Sister Sabrina was talking about that in one of, if it wasn't today, it was in yesterday's. The independents, if you believe in electoralism, now's the time to really support the hell out of the independent party because both of the parties are crashing. I believe they're at the lowest point in history in this next two election cycles. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm not. But if you believe in electoralism and that your vote actually does count and you can make a difference, if I were you, I'd get out there and just vote straight independent candidate of your choice.
And support the independent candidates.
Yeah, just across the board. I mean, we've got the election integrity is a big issue, but shit, like the crats and the craps always say, a big turnout can sway an election, and it's harder to cover up.
It is harder to cover up when you have mass people.
Yeah, with even with their hanky.
I don't vote for anymore. I vote against.
A lot of us switch that way, and because voting for what has voting for got us?
I go, oh, Derek Kilmer. Okay, I remember being outside your office, asking you for this, talking to you about that. You blew us off. You were condescending. You know, how many times if we came at you through the proper channels, and we are peons that don't even frickin' exist, you know, for my local elected official. And no, I vote against him.
Well, I'm voting against somebody that's giving away our infrastructure money to Ukraine by the millions. And it seems like by the day, I'm voting against the party that screwed us out of $600 on our checks for our pandemic checks and send
You're
it
never
to
going to let that one go, are you?
No, I'm not. And nobody
ripped
should.
you off. And
You know, that's $1 billion right there. Another one we're giving away to those guys. And we have people living on the streets. All that money could be used at the least for mutual aid. But no, we're sending it for more bombs and bodies. That's what we're doing. And we can't be doing that shit anymore. So once again, what do you got? What the hell?
Okay, so this is at Sean on Twitter. He put all of the all 50 Republicans and all 50 Democrats into the reface merger thing. Yeah. And this is what you get.
Oh my God. Wow. They got Jack Frost in there, and they got there's a lot of Rankin Bass cartoons in here. This is great.
Every first world election be like, choose.
Choose. Choose. I love it. We're going to be doing stuff like this too. So this is great.
We do stuff like that. I put your face on everything.
All right, here it comes, everybody. I hope you don't get nauseated. You probably heard about it all day. Eric, here it is. Not too long, but I do want to talk about this a little bit. Crystal Ball, we are thrilled to announce a new partnership. Status Quo has relentlessly traveled the country, reporting on some of the most significant issues of our time, including standing with Amazon labor from day one. Very excited to benefit from their on-the-ground reporting. Now, I'm not going to repeat what Jordan said here. Honestly, yeah, he's done some good work. He's done some good work for Flint. He is not the only one. I mean, there are people out there that get minimized in independent media that are going out there and doing the tough reporting. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was just sorry. I didn't mean to. Go ahead. Finish.
My point is that there are up and coming people who are actually out there that have the courage to get in situations, not just to, build their career, but actually report on these things. My big thing is with Status Quo, especially Jordan, is the ego and the narcissism and the money he wants to make. I know it costs a lot of money, and a lot of people appreciate some of his reporting or all of it. I do too, but he comes across in such a condescending way. I know that there are other reporters on the ground that I would much rather donate and support and lift up than this guy. And to go with Crystal Ball and Sauger, and Kalinsky, I'm not buying it. So again, it's who you want to go with. I'm just totally incensed because finally Jordan Chariton was the one screaming bloody murder about it's okay to censor people. The minute he gets censored, he's crying like a little baby. So that was just one instance. And Chanda, you know of a lot of other instances that you could speak to, but I don't want to take all night on this. But I
was just going to say, when you said, we know him from the Flint reporting, to me, that was just him trying to get clicks. I mean, yeah, he got in there and he knocked on doors and stuff, but he didn't have anything else better to do at that point with Status Quo. I've known Jordan since 2016, when he originally started out on the ground with a cell phone and Emma Vigeland, and they were traveling the country going around to Bernie campaign, rallies and shit in 2016 and talking to the people on the street. They were literally talking to the Americans like Jordan does. And I will never say that Jordan doesn't do a great job of interviewing when he's out in the streets, because he does. But I've seen Jordan morph. I helped Jordan. I donated him money. I gave him network connections to go to Standing Rock. When he got there, I hooked him up with my team that I had just been on the ground with that was there. Most of them got arrested. I mean, we're talking activists that are now doing time because of Standing Rock. A lot of them got like 10 years. The federal time It is what it is. Some of them I haven't even heard from since they got arrested. You know, it's that type of crazy thing. But Jordan left from there, and then that's when he had his big debacle and blowout with TYT. But, you know, there was times in there where Jordan did really good reporting, like with the time that he cornered Donna Brazil and got her on the record. It was like, it was more than what Tim Black did when he, you know, kissed her ass. But, you know, and that's the difference right there. That sellout, like you can see the difference of somebody who's trying to get access journalism and get those interviews and not have to work so hard versus somebody that's on the street. And I stuck with Jordan way into the status quo years, but the constant, every time I would click on it and I would be interested in whatever topic that he was saying he was covering, he'd talk for 2 minutes about whatever he was talking about. And then he would go to his screen and he would say, we got 45,000 watching. I need to hit 75,000 by the end of the day. Make sure you're subbing. And he did that so much that in a 25-minute video, I was pissed by the end of it because I just wanted to hear the content. I didn't want to hear his sales pitch 15 times.
Yeah, and he's trying.
And that's when I kept telling him that in chat, you know, like, Jordan,
break it up.
We get it. Can you get to the content? You know.
Yeah, and I'm sure there's criticisms of how we all do things, but once again, I want other people than just Jordan Chariton, and I'm partial to women in media, and I've seen him melt down on one particular woman that I'm quite fond of in independent media in the rudest way. So he lost me right there.
And that's what I was going to say. But when he totally lost me is when he came after Fiorella. It's okay at the crossroads of COVID that some of us in independent media went the way they did and some went the other way. I wasn't judging him for it. I was just like, okay, he doesn't have the information. Fear is clouding people's minds. But then when Fee got censored and he dogpiled onto it, it was just like, oh, that is shitty. Yeah. You should be lifting up our sisters and brothers in independent media and not just putting the spotlight on your great work and everything you do. And I know you've got to pay your rent too, but you know he's paying his rent now.
Yeah.
Come on.
Well, now he's hooked up with them, so they're doing it. So Eric, that's kind of where I'm coming from, and I doubt that you're going to find too many people that are too far different from our feelings on status quo.
If you've been in this movement as long as some of us have, and you've seen the evolution of some of these people, you saw the moment they sold it, or the moment that they lost their direction, or they lost the game plan. You know, like, you're not getting what's going on here.
Yeah, I wish them luck, not necessarily sincerely, but I wish them luck in a snarky way.
I don't think it'll help them any. They've got their own little gated community bubble. I think of it as, you know, Emma Vigland's in her little gated community bubble with Sam Cedar and those guys. And now you've got Breaking Points and Kyle and Crystal, and they're in their little ritzy. I look at those people as elites, do that whether they know it or not. From my trailer park where I'm sitting, you know, the way they dress, the way they act, the way they live, they might as well just be elites to me because they're all the same.
Yeah, and this is the drama portion of the show. Honestly,
I got more. I promise.
I know. But again, you know, I will credit them when they do good work. When I see bullshit, I'm going to call it on it, and that's just the way it is. I've been around a long damn time, and I've seen it from Chet Huntley, David Brinkley, and Rather, and all of them back in the day. Oh yeah. So I've seen it all. Man. You guys have. A lot of you have. So. Yeah, but anyway, I think I beat on this enough tonight.
Lost myself.
Eric, I hope that's satisfactory. And again, I see, and as a matter of fact, I'm gonna put this out there too.
I think our peeps know how.
I think Sabrina Salvati has the character and the kindness when she reports and gives her opinion on things that a lot of people should aspire to. I think the same way as with Brother Franco and so many others out there.
Yep.
You know, they are very easy to listen and understand and where they're coming from. They ask great questions. They have opinions like we all do. Some we agree with, some we don't. But they're kind-hearted people, I believe, to the core, and they really do give a shit. I mean, again, Sabby, I commend her for going out with Rome this weekend for a tour for the poor and getting everything going. That's the kind of stuff I like to see, you know. So anyway, that's it. And I did.
Okay, we did bring the same one twice.
Yeah,
mine was
I'm
just
skipping
a different
this.
color.
Yeah, we brought this. I'll just throw it up here, so I'm not losing my mind. Yeah, this is the same Robert Reich thing. So
it is.
Yeah, but this one, who is this
Great
again?
minds.
This Via. This you told me about this. Guy right here.
This is Via Free. Via Free is an attorney, and I've been following him for the Johnny Depp case because he that's commentary on a couple of different channels that I follow. And then you put this on the deck, and I was like, "Oh, hey, that's the attorney I've been following." Well, he has I don't know if his channel's political or if it's an attorney channel because I've never seen this. So I guess you'll pull the trigger and I'll see.
Let's see what he's got to say. I liked it, so I brought it. I hope I didn't murph it.
And yet, despite the fact that we've now essentially clinically tested.
Yeah, I had to bring it because of this.
I intentionally haven't watched this because he pissed me off with the clips I heard.
All right.
Around 1 in 5 Americans is still willing to put themselves at risk and put their families at risk rather than get vaccinated. People are dying because of misinformation.
I have to get to my tweet response to that. Let me just, what was it that I tweeted? Oh, yes, right here. No one is quite as eloquent as Obama when publicly admitting to have committed crimes against humanity. Let's actually just hear exactly what he just said. And he laughs when he says it. But my goodness, his pacing, his delivery, his mesmerizing eloquence, it's beautiful. He's the best speaker of any president that I've seen with my own eyes.
But yet, despite the fact that we've now essentially clinically tested the vaccine on billions of people.
It's so funny. We've now effectively done, in theory, what was supposed to have been done before disseminating this to billions of people. No, gotta do it again. Gotta do it. Yeah. We have to hear this. And the way he laughs at how humorous it is. We got away with putting the carriage in front of the horse this time.
Despite the fact that we've now essentially clinically tested the vaccine on billions of people worldwide.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. But he's so eloquent when he does it. He's so handsome and he's so thoughtful, and his delivery it's beautiful. You have to give him credit that it's beautiful delivery. He's good. He speaks well. And my goodness, when he tells the truth, even by accidents, what a wonderful thing. People should appreciate what exactly is being recognized there. Now, I have to be fair to Obama when I say he's admitting to what is arguably crimes against humanity by effectively clinically testing on billions of people through trial and error in real time. He wasn't president when that happened. That probably falls on someone else, but he seems to be taking credit for the system, reveling in the system that effectively took to market and, effectively did it in real time. And I'm just saying what Obama said. I mean, I'm not even saying what Obama said. I'm repeating. I'm playing what Obama said. Let's just see if this is demonetized. It's still green. I guess if President Obama admits to it so eloquently with his charisma and his charm, I wonder if he was in his $15 million mansion when he said it. But no, when he does it, it's, it's so palatable. It's so easy to swallow because Obama said it. Imagine if Trump had come out and said, we've effectively just tested on, developing nations. We've used other humans as effectively guinea pigs. Imagine if Trump had said that.
Yeah.
The only problem is it seems to have occurred under Trump's watch.
What do you think of that video?
Yeah, I like him. Like I said, I've been taking a lot of commentary from him for the Johnny Depp trial, and he is very literal.
Yeah,
I guess.
Yeah.
Wow, I can't believe he's got 100,000 subs and he's talking like that. I know he's an attorney, so he probably covers law instead of politics. But yeah, this clip, I've seen many of our brothers and sisters cover this clip in the last day or two, and it just turned my stomach. I'm like, oh my God, they rolled out, the number one, everybody's kiss ass, corporate golden boy to tell the world what they freaking did to us and us accept it. We basically tested it on you.
I've been thinking about him running for president again, which Farron pointed out isn't possible.
Right.
But I wouldn't be surprised if they tapped him for like a Secretary of State or something,
Somebody's saying Supreme Court.
Supreme Court, which would make me vomit even
Which
more.
would make sense because of his background with Harvard
the Harvard,
law, right?
Harvard Review. He's a sharp cookie.
Maybe he always wanted to be a Supreme Court.
Well,
I don't know.
I don't know. I just
But
know Martha.
Citibank will buy it for him, so it'll be
I know.
okay.
It'll be okay. Who brought this?
I thought you did. I never bring Sandy.
God, I think my mind's going. Yeah, I did bring this. This was Ocasio-Cortez Amazon workers. This is old news because it's like 3 days old.
Freaking her and Bernie are both fair weather fucking supporters.
Co-opting Chris Smalls and the movement and everything, and people are buying it, which is...
they're always there until it doesn't appeal to, or it doesn't... support what they're doing, right? It serves their purpose. Exactly. We can't be there because it doesn't look good right now. Now's not the time.
Now's not the time. Yeah.
But apparently now's the time. So, they'll show face because the elections are coming up and you got to get people riled back up. And then let's look at 6 months after the midterm where they're at. Oh, sorry, I can't come to your stupid little rally.
Well, yeah, they've been ramping up everything. Unionization, Medicare for all, getting out of the wars, the economy.
They got to replenish the Democratic Party.
Yeah,
of course they're out there.
It's ridiculous. New York City Nash said, I don't see Chris Small's name in this headline, and Chris Small should be leading on all these headlines.
Yeah.
I said it the other day. Chris Small should have had a microphone, and Bernie and AOC should have, and Chris Small should have controlled that. I don't know if he felt like he wasn't up to it, but to let them just basically take it carte blanche because of their celebrity status, big mistake.
No, I get where he's coming from.
I do too.
He's looking for the wider, inclusive picture to move this along, and it's good PR for him. I see what he's doing, Maybe he's co-opting them back. Maybe he realizes because he's been blown off by them for years.
Yeah, that's possible. They would have, if it would have been me there, I would have been gagged and thrown into a trunk of a car and pushed off a cliff. So I guess it's better that way that they did that. No, I did not bring this.
I brought this. I had to put my glasses on so I could read it, but I got to get in my best Hillbot mode. You Bernie bros are why the U.S. is dead, done, and over. You gave us Trump and then Biden. If we were in the second term of a HRC presidency, the world might be salvageable. But you misogynist white male supremacists would rather see the world burn than strong, effective woman leaders.
Where's my damn pearls? Damn, I don't have my... Where's my pearls, Dharma?
Oh my God. I saw this morning. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? We're still there. We're still there. They're still there.
Yeah. Hard to believe. This one is, I think it's more like a bowling ball head on Brian Stelter.
Yeah, I brought this one because I love this is Joe Rogan roasting Brian Stelter, and it's just funny.
All right, let's give it a listen.
Or thinks you're a piece of shit, I'm going to listen.
Right.
But if Brian Stelter doesn't like you, that doesn't mean anything to me.
One of my rules, I'm trying never to be mean about people because of their appearances. But I don't know what... Everything about the guy is strange. Everything about him.
Very strange. His pattern of communication is so strange. It's like, do you listen to other people?
Yeah.
They talk very differently than you.
Yes, he has that,
Yeah. And also, Crystal Ball from Breaking Points was making fun of him the other day. She's like, why does he sit like this? Because you ever notice, he sits like this. Douglas Murray has a book out. It's called The War on the West, and it's terrible. The War on the West. Is that really what's going on? One of my favorite moments was him with Barry Weiss, where Barry Weiss... How has the world gone crazy?
Oh, yes.
And she just rattles
she was really
off
good,
one after another after another.
That's right.
Yeah, when you say silence is violence, when actual violence is violence, the world has gone crazy.
Yeah.
The world's gone mad. And she just rattled all these off.
We're speaking on this day where CNN...
Yeah, CNN Plus went under. CNN minus.
CNN just went under.
They spent $300 million. They got 10,000 subscribers. Imagine the hubris of thinking that something that people don't want for free, that you're going to charge money for it. We're going to have the Jake Tapper book club.
Oh, my God.
Jake Tapper seems like a great guy. But, I mean, I feel like I don't have to pay for his book club. I feel like you should...
It's true. The hubris of that, thinking that $300 million for that app to develop it. They know that they have slipped in the ratings, especially since Trump has been gone. How did they think that they could just... we live in an insane world. I mean, reality doesn't exist in the realm that we're in.
I know. It's the clown show. It really is. Now, you're bringing some Helen back stuff here, right?
Yeah, I wanted to bring this because we haven't done a Helen back in a couple of months, and that's fine. Pasta's super busy, and but there's stuff that we need to talk about. So I'm going to just start bringing littler clips just to show you guys what's going on. Let me take my cough drop out of my mouth. We have a fentanyl epidemic exploding, and I cannot emphasize that enough. And even though I haven't been doing shows the last 2 months, and now it's worse than it was ever in any time that I was reporting on it, they are literally unleashing this on the United States for population control. And we know that. We freaking know that anytime in our history, we've had a drug epidemic in this country, be it the 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, it's because our government, in one form or another, was allowing it to come in, was paying for it to come in, was trading guns for it to come in, was doing something to allow it to fucking come into our communities. And here we go again. And fentanyl is the most deadliest thing they've ever unleashed on our communities.
The other stuff didn't work as good.
No, this is San Francisco like yesterday.
This is Savannah Hernandez in front of the federal office building in San Francisco, across the street from City Hall. There seem to be quite a few homeless camped out over here. I've been asking people that work in the area what's going on. No one wants to answer any questions. So let's go talk to the average San Franciscan and see what life is like over here.
It's a big drug thing. We were talking about this earlier today. It's a big drug thing.
It's mostly because of drugs or whatever, the easy access people have to drugs around here and how powerful they are. They just they ruin your ambition. You just don't have the drive to work anymore, so they just rather chill here.
Well, the dope up here is hella good. Yeah. I know that from experience, but because they get it from overseas. Yeah, I'm not gonna say who they get it from and where they get it from, but it's just it's good quality up here.
I was in Skid Row yesterday talking to some of the people down there about their experiences. They were telling me that fentanyl is actually a really big thing over here.
Fentanyl is the main thing people hear. There's this thing called the fentanyl crawl where people are just this. The whole day or whatever, and it's just there's hella
slumped. They'll their pants, they'll puke and everything, just
super addictive from what I heard. I never, don't get me wrong, I don't want to try any of that crap. I don't think these drugs are going to go anywhere. I think they're going to stay here until
they're going to stay regardless, It's just out of human nature. You can't control human nature. It's curiosity, A lot of people have addictive personalities. Mental illness copes with it too, It only enhances it.
Wait, what do you got there?
This is a bubble.
What is it?
What is it? Mm-hmm. What are you guys doing?
I'm just out here. I'm out here just trying to show people what life is like in San Francisco. Maybe just show what the everyday life is like out here.
Yes. I was born in Mexico, Acapulco. Give me a second. That's what's rude about. A felon brought here illegally. When you're here illegally, you're a felon. I'm not a DACA recipient. You want to see my tattoo? Dreamer. For DACA recipients. I'm not a DACA recipient. A political asylum seeker I'm not seeking asylum anymore.
Go ahead and roll into the next one.
Okay, you're live. We're live.
Okay, well, I was going to say, you can just go into the next one because I've got 2 clips on this one.
Okay, and that's just scary looking at it. These are human beings that are going and enduring this stuff, but we're going to send billions and billions of dollars to Ukraine to kill people. So we're killing them a different way, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see if I got the right clip here. I hope I got the right clip. Do I have the right clip? Hold on 1 second.
Yeah, you're on the right one.
I've been knowing over 25 years being down here has been to see pretty much genocide and from fentanyl. Crack didn't kill us, COVID-19 didn't kill the homeless, so they got this fentanyl that has taken out a lot of the Skid Row neighborhood residents that's no longer here because they made fentanyl and put fentanyl in everything. And a lot of...
When did you start seeing the fentanyl crisis get really bad down here?
When the COVID-19 went within these last 2 years.
Within the last 2 years?
I personally know 25 people, personal friends, are deceased within the year 2021 and 2022.
From fentanyl?
From fentanyl.
There you go.
Yes, from fentanyl. And we're hearing this all over. Our local counties here are putting out warnings, our health departments. Over spring break, we saw so many overdoses because these kids get a hold of it. They're taking it. Sometimes it's their first time. And I've brought videos, if you guys have ever joined me on To Hell and Back, to show you how fast somebody drops from just touching fentanyl or inhaling fentanyl. You guys, we got a serious fucking problem and nobody's talking about it. Like we always have with abuse problems, substance abuse problems.
I want to point out that this is another independent reporter, Sav Says. So I'm going to credit Sav Says with getting out on the street and talking to real people with real problems and real situations that matter to all of us. So there's another one. So Jordan's not the only one out there, guys. We got plenty of them, so support them. You brought some Johnny D here, didn't you?
I did, just because I want to tell you guys to join Farron and I think our next show is going to be Monday, just because it takes us a long time to get all this stuff together and with our other shows. But I wanted to bring this today because I figured by the time we would bring it to Monday's show, it would be stale. This is Howard Stern talking about how Johnny Depp is such a narcissist for bringing the cameras into the courtroom.
This will not go well. Not going well for you. It's not going well for her. It's not going well for anybody.
On his Sirius XM radio show, Howard Stern slammed Johnny Depp's testimony in his libel lawsuit against Amber Heard last week.
For a good year and a half, she was wonderful. And then things just started to change.
With reports saying that Amber's legal team challenged the judge's decision to allow cameras in the courtroom, Howard thinks that Johnny's narcissism kept him from protesting as well.
He figured, I'll put this on TV. And because I'm so persuasive and I'm so smart and I'm such a wonderful guy, I will charm the pants off of America at the trial. And no, you won't.
Howard thinks Johnny stuck to his craft and gave a performance on the stand.
If he isn't acting, but he's so overacting.
We had a glass of wine and we kissed.
Because he's writing his own material as he goes along.
Howard also pointed out those sometimes excruciatingly long pauses that Johnny would take when forming a sentence.
His difficulty in speaking the English language is fantastic.
If you're writing, there is no set place that you have to stay in.
And the accent. Johnny Depp was born in Kentucky. Does that sound like a guy from Kentucky?
No. It's not something that I've ever gotten used to, and it's something that I hope I never get used to.
It's just coming off really badly.
It tells you what a gray zone this whole legal battle lives in, because as you might have seen, I did a segment 2 days ago about the calls that Johnny's testimony could help stage a Hollywood comeback. So yeah, people are all over the map in their reaction to this. I do think Howard is onto something with Johnny's narcissism, but you can also look at it that Johnny saw this as his opportunity to finally get his side of the story out there when Amber's done it in things like the Washington Post op-ed in 2018. And yes, that would mean that Johnny thought that his words would have a greater impact on the public if he was saying them himself and not being recited by someone like me. You could.
I could have cut that one. It's a little long. I didn't realize it was that long. But yeah, Howard Stern, I just want to say, kettle, black, narcissist, you're a narcissist, look in the mirror. You're just trying to be relevant. You're not relevant. And for him to go after Johnny like this and to support the Me Too movement, Howard Stern wouldn't even fucking exist if the Me Too movement was around in the goddamn 90s. They would have canceled him and ran him out of New York with Como. I mean,
yeah.
He needs to shut the hell up. He doesn't know what he's talking about. Why is he defending Amber Heard? Is he a good friend? Is he getting paid by Warner? I mean, there's always a reason.
I would say he's getting paid. I mean, Howard Stern is only relevant in his own mind.
That's right.
A guy who is already, he's worth $650+ million. He's as bald as I am, or balder than I am, and everybody knows that I.
He's an actor. Come on, call it Johnny out. He's up there acting his accent.
Yeah,
Johnny lived in France for 20 years. If you want to hear Farron and I tear this shit apart, you'll have to come over on Monday and check it out, because we bring all the Johnny Depp Amber Heard info.
Please do. It's great watching it. It's a great diversion from the serious stuff in our lives.
Well, yeah, and people are like, why do you care about these stupid people? You know, why this isn't important to. Nothing's important. Do you understand? We have no control over anything. We've tried for years to change anything. So why not talk about these people?
It's a diversion, because
bread and circus.
We have so much political, a lot of it nonsense, a lot of us, education out there. This is a break. This is what we try and do here. You brought a Dan Price.
I like Dan Price. Why couldn't I ever have Dan Price as my boss? I got this meme from Trey. I got this. I stole this from Trey. We plan to cut all homeless people in half by 2025. This was seen on a bus, and I added the genocide is here.
Yeah. No.
And Dan Price says housing is America's biggest expense. A private equity firm, Blackstone, is the biggest landlord. Blackstone rents and grows at 2 to 3 times inflation. Number 4. Oh, no, that was 3 times inflation. Number 4, as a result, Blackstone has its most remarkable results ever in 2021 with its stock up 80%. This is what's killing people.
Absolutely.
And he's absolutely right.
Yeah, he is. And, BlackRock, Vanguard, all of them,
all of them.
We're all getting screwed. I got the last estimate on the last house that I sold, and it's close to 600,000.
That's insane. It's so insane. The housing market is unreal. It's unreal.
I paid originally $180,000. It was a cute little house out in the country on 5 acres. I mean, it was not unreasonable at the time I bought it compared to the market. But now, $600,000, bullshit.
Yeah,
that's crazy. We've got COVID corner. Chanda, you brought a plant. Are these plants?
Okay, so the one that's outlined in yellow. Came a man in Utah coughed up out of his lung, and yes, that's his whole bronchial system, and he died.
I would
think so. The one that is red, that one I want to say came from a man on the East Coast, and he coughed that up, and he's still alive. And yes, they had got the boop boop. And so, you know how this rolls. We definitely can't talk about this over here, but there's something freaky going on.
I don't know. That looks scary. It looks like
doctors say they've never seen anything like it. Doctors say they've never seen anything like it.
And this is new. These are 2 different. They're not. Yeah, you can tell.
They're 2
totally
different. You can tell they're different. That's a blood clot.
Ew. I'm going to be sick. Wow.
So keep your eyes peeled. If you see any stories like this, send them to me, because all I've seen is the pictures and the stories where they blow it off saying it's just a rarity and it doesn't have anything to do with it. Right.
Professor Zinkus, I like Professor Zinkus. I'm with him on most of his stuff. Democrats are freaking out that a billionaire is going to buy Twitter, but had no problem with 131 billionaires buying a president.
Right.
Touche. And boy, George Bush there.
I know. I like that. Hey, I want to give a shout out to the Rockfin and shout some Rockfin tips out. Sarah, thanks so much for the tip. And Anthony says, a sign that Breaking Points is breaking up. Absolutely.
Yeah, I honestly, really.
Really.
Read becoming abolitionists. You brought this?
Oh yeah, and not to be that guy, but this should be the biggest news out there right now. It is 70 degrees warmer than normal in eastern Antarctica. Scientists are flabbergasted. Is that crazy?
They should be shitting their pants, not flabbergasted.
Yeah.
Everybody should, but
and nobody talks about it, right? We know how this goes.
Kevin over at Black Bear News does on the regular.
Yes, he does. I like stopping in his chat. 11 a.m. on the Rockfin Pacific Standard Time. Black Bear News.
Black Bear News kind of makes me sad every time I go there. He's depressing.
I just go, we're so screwed. We're so screwed. We're so screwed.
I brought this from the Hollywood Reporter. Triumph of the beta male. I don't get the idea of the hands in each other's pockets. Can you enlighten me there?
I don't know.
It's just weird.
Because they've taken money from one pocket to another. I mean, their hands are in everybody's pockets is how I would take it.
And since Biden's the representative of the United States, that's our pocket that they've got their hands in.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what I was getting at. So yeah, they're sending another $300 million, as we saw today. It's a combination thing. Austin was reporting that too.
Was that the $300 million that CNN used to launch their bullshit app?
It might as well been.
Right.
I don't know. I don't know anymore. What are they thinking? You brought a Chernobyl report.
Today is the 26th-year anniversary of Chernobyl. So I've got just a little report for you and about some of the warfare that has taken place in the Chernobyl vicinity in the last couple of months.
Okay.
Last month.
Let's check it out.
This is the Chernobyl nuclear power plant in 2022. The 19-mile exclusion zone surrounding the site serves as a harsh reminder of the event that took place here 36 years ago. A terrifying and unprecedented nuclear disaster that threatened to plunge Europe into a radioactive winter. Today, the highly toxic air, water and soil has rendered the exclusion zone uninhabitable for the next 20,000 years. Pripyat, an entire city founded in 1970 to house workers at the Chernobyl plant, is now a ghost town. Its inhabitants long departed, its buildings beginning to crumble and decay. As the flames raged at Chernobyl, civilians had no idea of the invisible killer that had been released. Those living closest to the power plant suffered internal radiation doses that were up to 37,000 times the dose of a chest X-ray. The explosion that occurred in the early hours of the 26th of April 1986 ironically came during a safety test in Reactor 4. During the shutdown procedure, a deadly combination of mechanical malfunction and human error created a power surge. The resulting blast exposed the reactor's core, leaking billions of radioactive atoms into the air and creating a nuclear fallout 400 times higher than the Hiroshima bombing. 2 were killed in the explosion itself, but the true number of victims is impossible to gauge. The official Soviet death toll still only lists 28 deaths as a result of acute radioactive poisoning, whereas other estimates put the number in the tens of thousands. In the days following the explosion, the Soviet Union remained secretive about the scale of the disaster. It wasn't until a sharp increase in radiation levels set off alarms at a nuclear power plant in Sweden, over 1,000 kilometers from Chernobyl, that the true horror became apparent. Known as liquidators, a force of 600,000 civilian and military personnel were tasked with clearing the area of radioactive debris. A sarcophagus was constructed around Reactor 4 to prevent the release of nuclear material, but the area remained too radioactive to stay for long. This year, the dangers of the Chernobyl nuclear plant were once again thrust into the public consciousness. The Russian invasion of Ukraine saw thousands of tanks and troops pass through the exclusion zone, digging their own graves, according to experts, in the highly radioactive soil of the so-called Red Forest.
У рудому лісі, де рашисти рили окопи, вони тут жили, вони дихали пилом, вони робили тут їжу, палили вогнища, відповідно горіла трава, і вони також всіми цими продуктами горіння, вони їми дихали, звичайно, це не то, що не залишиться.
Several experts have warned of the potential for dangerous leaks of radiation. The Russian occupation has brought this Ukrainian region back under Moscow's control for the first time since the Soviet Union fell in 1991. Analysts view the disaster as one of the contributing factors behind the collapse of the state, and for Putin, its capture is a symbolic victory. But with its condition once again shrouded behind an iron curtain of secrecy, nations across the world are hoping to avoid a case of history repeated.
That's On Demand News, if you want to check them out. I don't know their political standing, but that report I felt was fair and just to the point. Yeah, there's been Russian troops that have been through there. They've been digging bunkers, which means they are, unsettling the dirt and the trees and the plants, right? So most of that stuff's still very, very radioactive, but there's hot spots and there's cold spots. I've studied a lot of, there's a book that just came out a couple of years ago called Chernobyl something that was really good. Anyways, they talk about how there is life there. There is life returning, but is it ever going to be normal again to where humans can be there for 200,000 years? Is that what they said? 20,000 years?
Yeah.
And only 28 died. Come on.
Bullshit.
Who believes that? Bullshit. With all the firefighters and shit that they sent in there to fight that thing.
9/11. I mean.
But you never know. People act different to radiation. I just watched a story the other day about a guy who took a particle accelerator beam to his head. He was a scientist this was in Russia in the 90s. And he went in there and thought it was off, but the light bulb had burned out. So they're invisible. These beams, when they're coming around at whatever speed, you can't see them. And it literally cooked a beam hole through his head, out the side of his mouth. They thought for sure he was die. Like the amount of radiation blast that he took from that going straight through his brain, the Russian scientists were like, doctors like, yeah, you're already dead. But he didn't die. It basically cauterized it as it went through. All of the tissue that it burned through died. He had an exit wound right out of his nose, basically. But he lived, and he's got some cognitive issues. Literally had a hole burned through his brain. But so radiation's different for different people. I don't know. But
well, I just, Anyway, does anybody have eyes on Fukushima? I mean, did we forget about Fukushima?
Yeah, I know. It's washing up on my beach out here. Are you kidding?
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, I asked one of our friends about a Geiger counter, which kind I should get the other day, and I'm halfway thinking, do I really want to know?
Is Snark with us? I know. I was like, oh, if Snarky's watching this, he's going to be like, no, radiation doesn't kill some people. It kills me. I try to get the facts out there.
Yeah, I know. We try.
I try.
Anyway, that was interesting and maddening and saddening all at the same time.
I just want to remind people, everybody say, oh, the future green power is all nuclear. No,
it's not. And unless there's some sort of, and they do have the nuclear fusion that is supposed to be safe. I'm still, as big a blunder as this first time around is with Chernobyl and the rest of the places, I'm not trusting too much that these people say anymore because the energy companies have their myths and everything.
And they lie constantly, and they have for a century to us about all energy. Do you believe that Edison, did what he did? No, they stole that shit from Tesla. I mean, it's been a lie from day one.
Yeah, I mean, history is written by the victors of whatever it is, profiteering, wars, all that stuff. You got it. Is this another United spot?
Yeah, it's one more United spot. It dropped tonight.
God, this looks like E-Trade Travel.
Oh no, this is Eat Trade Travel. I brought it for you.
I think I watched this.
I says for all the boomers on it. I brought it for you guys.
No, I was going to put this in the deck. I didn't know you. I didn't put it in the deck. So let's hear. It's funny.
For all the boomers.
It's short, but it's funny.
No, it's good. Boomer humor.
Hey, I got an idea.
Shut up! I don't want to hear it.
So let's bring about the change this country needs.
Well, boys, we're all set. We got the directions.
It's an accident. The crock skidded.
So did your brain.
How did I know he was a detective? And the judge says we'll be out of here in 8 months on good behavior.
They can't hang us. We're innocent. We're innocent, I tell you.
You're telling me.
Well, they're going to hang us.
Oh, no. I'm too young to die.
Listen, you, we got 24 hours to live. Think.
Think! Is this a musical saw? Certainly. It plays a hero rhapsody. Oh, one is trying to horn in on me. Wait a minute, hold still, I see him. You with that iron head of yours, now I'm liable to have to pay for another hammer. See that? Yeah. Hey, we came to get you out. Yeah? That's great. What do we break out?
Well, boys, last you're free. Thank you, Warden. Oh, don't mention it. Hurry back.
We're out at last. 40 years I've waited for this day.
40 years I've waited for this day.
I've waited for this day. It's a big payday, though. I'm going to buy a 300-acre Martha Vineyard spread.
Yeah.
Shit.
Then act like I'm an everyday person.
Oh, yeah. You brought this.
I did. And yeah, 1970s, 1990s, 2010s, 2030s.
You know, I've been shopping around for a work car. You know, back in the day, you could get one that just ran for $500.
Yeah, no,
But
not anymore.
The vans, holy crap. People must be buying these old vans and converting them to live in.
Yeah.
Which makes perfect sense these days if you can find
It
a
really
place
does.
to park it. So,
I'll bring a report about that. There's this channel that I follow on YouTube that gives tips on how to survive living in your car, like where to park, where not to park, what to do, what not to do. I've been sitting on that video for a long time, but I think that it might be pertinent for a show one of these days.
yeah, it might come in handy if I ever have to live in my car, which I'm not going to say.
Hey,
Never
I was
say
living
never.
in my car 10 years ago.
Yeah,
so
I know.
get it.
I did for a brief. My brother lived in his car for 6 months, and it was
Wow.
horrible.
Yeah, I did for like 3 months.
Speaking of living in your car, Walmart.
Oh, this is the epic economist. The collapse has begun.
My voice guy.
Uh-huh. The Robin Leach of the apocalypse.
Yeah.
Millions of young Americans have completely lost faith in our nation. They're realizing that their future has been destroyed by decades of reckless decisions made by the ones we call leaders. And now, they're getting increasingly furious about the state of the economy. The economic downturn we're now witnessing has hit those under the age of 30 incredibly hard. Many young adults were ready for the future they were promised their whole lives, only to find out that those promises turned out to be empty. Right now, hordes of young people should be entering their most productive years. Instead, they're sitting at home, trying to figure out ways to stay afloat another month. Many of them have worked really hard throughout high school and college. Many have stayed out of trouble, done everything the system told them to do. But after they concluded their education, the rewards they were promised never materialized. Today, they're being forced to build their lives amid a declining economy, a decaying labor market, and the highest spike in consumer prices recorded since their grandparents had their age. On top of that, millions of young Americans are carrying massive loads of debt. Those who went to college have to face a crushing student loan debt before they even get the chance to start building wealth. To make things worse, they can't find good-paying jobs to help them ease that burden. When you're young and things are uncertain, it can be absolutely devastating to send out hundreds or even thousands of resumes and not even get a single interview. Most of us grew up believing that we would be someone when we got older. We would be able to figure things out and thrive, just as our parents did. That's why so many of us are incredibly disappointed right now. This new generation of Americans is having their dreams brutally crushed by a nightmarish reality. Now this group is waking up to the fact that neither political party is providing any real answers and that those in power don't have any real intentions of reversing the mess and the damage they have done to our country. Americans under the age of 30 are realizing they're not going to be able to do any better than their parents.
No, worse.
They're going to have to pay the price for the mistakes made by the previous generations. They're facing a broken labor market whose jobs don't offer enough money for them to get by month, let alone get rid of their massive debt. The downfall of the young generation reflects the dark future the United States is creating.
Well, all I have to say is champagne wishes and caviar dreams.
Caviar dreams, yeah.
That's all we got. I mean, should we even bring this kind of stuff anymore? We know how screwed we are.
I know, right? I just got to remind people, like, hey, we're screwed. Your kids are screwed.
Yeah,
my grandkids are screwed.
Yeah, I guess we do need to bring it all the time to remind everybody why they should be doing mutual aid and getting out there and helping their sisters and brothers and neighbors and everything else, because we are screwed. And it was funny in that clip that funny in the sense of ironic, that young people today are not going to do as good as their parents. Well, their parents didn't do that good either, because they're talking about the 90s parents. It was tough then too. The real problem was the hippies that turned to yuppies from the 60s. I think
the yippies, yeah,
they wrecked everything for us, and
they did. They really did.
And myself, I'm going to blame myself for some of the stuff, but not all of it.
Yeah.
You brought this, and that's Ham, right? The actor.
Yeah, they're not predicting food shortages. They're planning them.
Yeah, they are.
They are. It's my conspiracy. They're blowing up organic food processing all over the freaking country. Yeah. My conspiracy.
Now, I'm going to roll right into this, if that's okay.
Go ahead.
Klaus Schwab.
I thought this was a perfect segment to end this little "you're screwed" segment, which is you're going to be eating bugs.
Those are mealworms.
Brave volunteers are putting their taste buds to the test at the University of Adelaide. Researchers are preparing common insects for consumption, insisting sustainable food sources are the future.
Crickets, ants, and mealworms, usually the last things you want to see in a kitchen. But forget using words like creepy or crawly to describe the dishes they're plating up at the University of Adelaide.
Crunchy and flaky. It's pretty delicious.
People often assume that what they might taste like is kind of this insect, and that's often something that's a bit squishy and squelchy and not too appetizing.
Researchers want to change that, frying, roasting and dehydrating insects to be included in an everyday diet.
They're also really high in protein and good fats. They can be raised using very little environmental resources.
And that's a big win. Global food production accounts for more than a third of the world's greenhouse gas emissions. Researchers say the way the insects are prepared is key. Now, I'm told the roasted mealworm is one of the most palatable for beginners, so bon appetit. A bit like roast chicken.
Oh, bullshit.
Oh, bull. She was trying not to puke.
Did
you see that? She's all...
Yeah, roast chicken, my ass.
Roast chicken.
She should have tried bacon rinds instead. Oh, it's just like bacon rinds. I mean, isn't this is crazy that, from where we came from to where we are now. Now we're really seriously talking about eating bugs.
Well, we're already eating bugs. I mean, no matter if we admit it to ourselves or not, our food supply has been so gross, and the FDA is not out there trying to protect you at all. They're the least funded out of all of the FDA fucking entities. Like, no, they're, these inspectors keeping your food safe. Bullshit.
No, I want that acronym to be the Federal Dump Administration.
Exactly.
Jesus. Anyway, stop the war on the poor. Practice mutual aid. Please practice mutual
Grow your
aid.
own food. Now's the time to get out there and start getting your stuff planted. I know I haven't yet. I'm terrible.
Well, our dandelions are going to be a massive crop this year.
Oh, I bet.
We're going to have dandelion tea, number one, dandelion salad, dandelion roots in those salads. There's just all kinds of things. And the squash is going to go in here as soon as it warms up a little bit.
I'm waiting for it to warm up. It hail snowed today at us for an hour so bad my cat was crying and growling. She didn't know what the hell it was, and it's been doing that all month. And
I know,
kind of crazy.
Yeah, it's too wet and cold still.
No, if I put anything out, they would have been beat to hell today.
What do you got? Breaking what?
Feeling cute. Yeah,
Yeah.
Hunter, you're feeling cute.
Yeah.
Breaking, Elon Musk has offered to buy CNN for the following amount: $1,000, 2 bags of Doritos, and 2 liters of Mountain Dew. Damn, he forgot the Hot Pockets.
Yeah, he did. Damn Hot Pockets. You got to have the Hot Pockets.
Gotta have the Hot Pockets.
Where are we at in the grand scheme of things?
We're getting pretty close to out of here. We got a couple more. I think we've got
I
a few
love
memes
this
and
meme. This is fantastic.
$1 million reality corporations, national real estate market,
yeah.
people who want to buy a house to actually live in it, you know?
That's exactly. That's it. You got all the old white bald assholes in the pool. Well,
Yeah.
that guy ain't bald. And then you got people, children, that want to buy a house to actually live in it. It's
Imagine that.
Imagine that. It's a sad meme. This meme right here, I put this in. I stand with the United States military-industrial complex using Ukrainians to fight their war.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, who's there? It's not us. It's the profiteers, the merchants of
Always
death.
the profiteers.
Always the merchants. This was a fun fact that you brought. I didn't know this. This is so
I
cool.
know.
Boomer flashback here.
Yeah, this is a boomer blast. George Jetson was 40 years old. He was a 40-year-old dad in 2062. That means he was born this year.
Yeah, so everybody, I want you to go out and find George Jetson and show him this meme. Well, he probably
He's
won't
still
tell
around,
him.
right?
Yeah, tell him. Yeah,
Duty.
He'll have to wait a year or two before.
I
he
love
can
the
appreciate it.
Jetsons. That was, and I love the crossover when they met the Flintstones, right? Remember when they did that whole thing?
That's what we should do. We should do like a Judy Jetson and Jane Jetson and Elroy.
I kind of got my Judy hair on tonight.
Yeah, I want to be Roberta the robot. That would be.
Yeah, Rosie. I loved Rosie.
Yeah, Rosie. Rosie the robot. That would be me. Now this is this an encore? You brought this, right?
I grabbed this from Sister Fee. The cow says moo. The cat says meow. The sheep say it's Putin's fault.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
That is great.
I'm helping.
I knew I had seen this recently somewhere. Thank you, Sister Fee. We love.
I got it from Sister Fee.
And we had this before they had this, right? Today they showed this today. And it's one big club, baby. And
I already had it on the deck when Pasta said that. I was like, damn it, he stole my line and my slide.
Yeah, once again, Pasta, you got the Ghislaine Maxwell going on there, Brother P.
Oh, one big club, that's right.
Yeah, and this one, you're going to have to explain this one to me. This Scumbag Award here.
Scumbag goes to Sean King because he threw the biggest tissy fit saying, I'm leaving Twitter. And then he came back and said, I'm still here, motherfuckers.
Oh, quit trying to excite us there, Sean. Damn it.
I know, right? Oh, my God, the language. I can't believe the language on that one.
Oh, it's just terrible. It's just terrible. We got a Fee Says here.
Of course I have a Fee Says. Fee says, liberals, neocons, and progressives hate Nazis unless they're sticking it to Russia. Then they love them.
Then they just love them. They love them. Well, it's been a fun show tonight, Chanda. We are just right on time. Let's see what we got here. I've got to throw up our little linky dink here. Where, like you say, we've got Beauty and the Boomer PayPal. When's that going to be active?
Beauty and the Boomer PayPal is already active. I just haven't put our QR out, and I'm going to launch our Patreon tomorrow. So I'm going to be shutting down my Patreon and directing you guys to go join the new Beauty and the Boomer Patreon. And I appreciate your support over, however long I've had my own Patreon, maybe a year. But yeah, we're now an LLC. So I want to make sure that it's going in the right place. And that way,
I'm going to encourage people. I'm not going to shut mine down because I've got it and I just kind of want to leave it there and hover. But I am going to direct everybody that does contribute to my Patreon to go over and you can stop using mine and just go over to Beauty and the Boomer and use that one.
Okay.
I'm going to leave my other one up for other things and other projects we've got going, if that's okay with you, Sister Chanda.
Yeah, I haven't actually launched our Patreon yet. It's built, but I've got to build the tiers. And we're working on so much new stuff because Oz is, the busiest man behind the curtain, and Farron and I are doing shows together, and I'm working on setting it up to where you guys will be able to come in and we'll be doing streams in the Patreon where you guys can come in and talk to us that, will just be separate from the show. So there'll be different tiers that of course will get you different things. And when I get them all wrote out, I'll let you guys know.
Maybe we can do our call-ins in there.
Yeah, I was thinking we could do call-ins there. We can do hot mics because, a lot of times we shut our mics down when we got a clip going, but that's when we're the funniest a lot of times. Yeah, so people love our hot mics.
My brother listened to the stream. He says he lives in Scotland. He said, "You need to shut up, man. We want to hear those things. They're funny and you're gabbing." I said, "But Scott, they said they liked hot mics." Well, tone it down so we can hear your stuff. And I appreciate that. So we are trying to do that. And once again, I'm going to set the Eric the Red's going to help me configure our call-in, and thank you, Eric, for offering to help us with that.
That's awesome. That's really exciting. That. I love it. And you guys make sure that right, Julian.
Right, Julian.
Right, Julian.
Right, Julian.
I got to admit, I haven't done it in like 2 months, so I feel guilty. I should get another one in the mail.
Yeah, get another one in the mail. He's, things are getting...
It only takes, 2 minutes out of your day, even a postcard. Hey, Julian, thank you for sacrificing your, everything for us.
Absolutely.
That's all you have to say. That's all you have to say.
It's announcement time. What's announcements? What do you got some announcements for us?
My announcements is tomorrow. Wednesdays are going to become my paperwork day because of the LLC. I have to stop working on. So tomorrow I'll be working on that. So yay. It's kind of a day off from doing shows. But what do we got? I don't got anything till Saturday for Beauty and the Boomer. Do I?
I don't think you do. And I've got everything until Saturday, including...
Okay, so how can I help you out? What can I take off your shoulders?
You know what? Just be as supportive as you always are, like all of our chats, supporting our sisters and brothers. Tomorrow, I'm going to be engineering for Combo Couch once again.
That's 3 in a row. Wow.
Boom, yeah. Boom, boom. Yeah, and don't worry, they're not going to break your engineer yet, Chanda.
I always yell at him, don't break my engineer.
Yeah, don't break the engineer. And Thursday...
Hey, Jamie.
Thursday, I'm going to not be available Thursday for at least most of the day. So if we've got stuff we need to do Thursday, let's do it Thursday. And Friday, we have another Brave New Future with Amber King. I'm looking forward to being depressed again. And then Saturday will be Beauty and the Boomer. I think Combo's going to have one on Friday, too. They're going to give me a day off Thursday.
Okay. Oh, that's nice.
Yeah,
I'm
so
glad.
Anyway, they've been nailing it out there as of late. And for all of you who have had interest in the coffee, either the Moscow Magic or the Global South Gold, it is just about ready. I've got to do the website in the next 24 hours or I'm going to get yelled at by my wonderful wife. Is that website done? No, she doesn't do that. She's very supportive. But we will get it up there, and so you can order it with all the other blends just in time for Mother's Day. And so we are working on that. And thank you, Kate.
Exciting.
Yeah.
I'm glad I started drinking coffee again this week.
Well, yeah.
I quit coffee for like 6 weeks and then I just couldn't take it anymore. I've been watching the AM morning show and I'm just like, I want a cup of coffee.
Moderation is always a good thing.
Moderation
with coffee as well. Yes. Anyway, we have any more Super Rays you want to shout out over there before?
Shout out to the Super Rays. So let me make sure I didn't miss any. You guys, I just want to tell you, you guys are the most amazing community. And, when you guys push back on us, we don't take it personal. We listen to you guys. You're our community. When you're talking to us, we want to hear what you have to say. We want your input. Did we get something wrong? We'll talk about it. We'll come to a compromise. So you guys are the greatest. Arab, thank you so much. Always worth a listen and funny too. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Aram. I appreciate our community so much. When I see other communities and chats, this is a community for real. Like you guys go with us to the other chats and to the other chat. We're over, that's amazing to me. I love it.
Yeah. Yep, fams. We really appreciate it. So support our sisters and brothers, even when they're quarreling. I see a lot of quarreling, and not necessarily with the folks in here, but on other shows and things, and it's really not worth it. Life's better if we do our best to work together and do our best. So, again, thank you.
I got a question real fast. Yeah. What is Barbara Lee recovering from, Crazy Puppet? I didn't hear what happened. Put it in the chat.
Yeah, what is she? I didn't know she was ill.
I didn't either. I kind of have this curiosity with her just because I've had people tell me how progressive she is. Yeah, okay, let's see.
Yeah, she's a smart lady. You know, I haven't agreed with her lately on the administration standpoint, but she is very smart. And matter of fact, I used some of her teaching programs that she had about running for office before, and they were quite comprehensive. So we're going to go out with a cover.
I like this cover.
Same Old Song and Dance, Aerosmith. It's hard to find good covers of bands that are so like the Stones and Aerosmith. But again, we like people who make these covers their own, not trying to mimic. And that's what we love about our brother Steve Cutler when he does, and Pat and Jamie Kuhn. They make them their own, and we really do appreciate that. So check out Steve Cutler live and Fearlessly Authentic with Lucky and Pat.
Farron's going to start singing for us too, isn't she?
Farron, yeah, she's got one in the hopper, I think. We're going to hold her to it. We don't do those live except for rare occasions, because we don't want to have technical things that mess up a great song done by our folks.
That's true. Time for bed. I hear you, Steve.
Good night,
I will literally be in bed in 20 minutes.
Anyway, Chanda, thank you so much. Really love the show you and Farron did last night. Looking forward to next week, next Monday. And everybody, sincerely, thank you for putting up with the old boomer and the wonderful Beauty, my partner here that does such great work and so much work. Keeps me going. Have a great evening.
Keep me going.
And we're out of here.
Bye.
Nothing to show, and the judge of constipation will go to his head, and his wife's aggravation is soon in the day. It's the same old story, same old song and dance, my friend. It's the same old story, same old song and dance, my friend. Guys with the cocaine they found with your gun, and no smooth they face a lawyer to get you undone. Say loud, it ain't the same on the south side of town. You could go, but you ain't gonna find it around. It's the same old story, same old song and dance, my friend. It's the same old story, same old story, same old song and dance. story, same old song and dance, my friend. It's the same old story, same old story, same old song and dance.
Apogee. Good night, Peggy!